All right, what's going on, everybody? So I want to share with you something that I shared or began to share last year. And I believe that as the year has passed and that as more things are developing in China, that the Lord is working through this right now. Last year, I gave a couple of videos, one on September 16th, one on November 1st. I'll link them down below. But I talked about a prophetic dream that the Lord showed me as I was asking about global events and what's coming. And just briefly, the dream was about how there was persecution for Chinese people. I saw a lot of people being beat down, a lot of demonic oppression, a lot of people that were moving to and fro within like cars, driving around, but then getting out and they were beat down on like this street. There's lots of people just getting persecuted. And then those same people basically stood up and in a line, like almost like side by side, they were on fire, they were lit, and clearly they were just passionate for something, and they were just in focus and with purpose walking through the land. And the land was, vegetated, there was crops and various things, and as they were moving, it was being burnt up, and then behind it, it was assumed, as I was seeing it, that other things would grow, similar to like how a wildfire basically starts and then more vegetation grows underneath it, and it's better than what it was before. And so, I mean, you can check the video out, but the Lord brought this back to my attention because I believe that clearly we are in a season for which, if you have been following some of the China news, there's a lot of things happening there right now. A lot of it is censored, a lot of it you can't see footage, and things like that. But even the mainstream media, even some of the bigger news networks that everybody just follows, even those guys are reporting how serious it is. And so there's a lot of people that are protesting. It's this white paper movement as adopted by some college people and many other people. There's just the fallout from the apartment fire, just the zero COVID situation, many other things. And then recently you had the former CCP leader, I forget his name, but he's like 96, he passed away. And then you have people just now protesting. I think even in America, you have a lot of people protesting about organ harvesting, about just genocide, various things, right? I can't pronounce it, but the Uyghur people, a lot of ethnic minorities are being persecuted. Some people that practice certain spiritual beliefs, I don't necessarily, I don't know enough about it, but I feel that I don't agree with it, but Falun Chang or something like that. Just many, and apologies, I'm probably butchering all these different things, but there's a lot of things going on for which people are bringing this to the attention of many, but these things are being exposed, they're being brought to light. The CCP, the oppression, many things are being brought to the surface so that the global stage can see it. And a lot of these people, there's some footage of certain key figures who are spearheading or just the champions of these protests and these riots. I don't want to say riots, but these peaceful protests, they are shouting, they're getting loud, and then they're being just hauled away in the back of cars, unmarked cars or police cars, and then they're just brought to wherever, and who knows where they're going. A lot of people are assuming they're brought to concentration camps. At worst, they're executed. Whatever is happening, there's obviously nefarious and evil activity that's going on, and you can just sense it once you see some of the footage. But the point is that people are having the courage to step up. And what you have to realize in China is that because there was so much draconian and just hard, even fascist, like kind of lockdowns and just control over the people, that if you speak out, if you say certain things, and if you stir the crowd or do whatever it is that, as in terms of being a free thinker, these things are looked down upon, and you will have heavy consequences. That's why you can't preach the gospel. You can't be quote unquote a Christian in China. You will be persecuted for that, and it is not good for these people. But I believe, as the Lord was showing me, and I believe the interpretation is that there's going to be a lot of people that are fighting back. You're already seeing it. They may or may not be Christian, but they're fighting back. And I believe this is the stepping stone to revival. There's a stepping stone to many things that are going to happen to expose and to rejuvenate and to change out the old guard for the new. And so a lot of people are ignoring China like it's just a country, whatever. But if you want to argue, it may be the second or the next superpower. There's a lot of things coming out of China, the entire web of the CCP influence, the entire web of that going across the world, the tentacles of the control that they want, which is separate from the deep state and the globalists and all these groups that they want to try to like control, maintain control for, but they're separate. And these guys are going out and they're doing their own thing as a rogue group, as a rogue party of the people of China. Again, I don't want to associate the two because it's like associating the U.S. entirely with liberal thinking or with the Democrats or something like that. And so there's a movement going on for which that battle is happening. And the ordinary people that are in fear and which is absolutely taboo, these people are rising up and they're doing something about it. And so I believe that more will develop. I believe that this is something that we should keep on our radar, but also be praying for and know that there's going to be reverberating consequences throughout the earth with regards to not only financial, the manufacturing, the business, the economic stuff that happens, but also spiritually, also politically, and also socially, because a lot of things will come to light. A lot of people will be converted. A lot of revival will happen. And I believe that it could be the next nation for which missionaries come out of there. I believe that it could be redeemed to such a degree that many things, good things will be presented and they will go out into the world. And so we need to be praying for these people. We need to be praying for an overturning of the regime, the things that are in this government. So I'm not here to speak ill of any one person. I think there's multiple levels. People are doing certain things in a good way, in a bad way, or whatever that is. So I'm not here to bash any leader or person, but I believe the movement, I believe the direction, because a lot of people have been trapped in a satanic mindset. They're manipulated, they're controlled. They don't know what's good, what's biblical, who Jesus is, who God is, because they don't have that transformation. You're seeing what you're seeing play out. And so I believe that this prophetic dream is coming to pass. It's building. Oftentimes this prophetic dreams, especially at the high level for global things and whatnot, they don't just happen overnight. It's not just one little snippet, like one little event. Metaphorically speaking or symbolically speaking, it could mean and indicate movements, and it could span certain amounts of time. But what's clear is that, to me, as I look at these people being persecuted on the streets, and again, it's absolutely crazy for these people to be gathering in the masses all across China to protest, and these guys are being persecuted, they're being trampled on and beat, whatever it is, and then these guys are now stepping up and trying to do more things. They're rebounding back. And so again, a lot of things are going on and God is using that nation. So I just wanted to encourage you guys with this. Love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.